Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Teddy, and I'm back here working on my software development project. Apparently, my first code was not fully functional, so we are going to fix that here today. So some of the requirements for this assignment that I guess I missed is that the code had to be broken up a bit more. So instead of having it just be one massive dump of code, I've broken it up into separate files. This is the main host for the inventory management system app. This is the Java information for the bracelets themselves. And then this is where our inventory management code is hosted. Alright. Now, since we did compile this code successfully last time, I am just going to go ahead and jump over to that because we did fix some of the features that a professor required of us. Mainly, I did not provide any kind of local data file for them to load, so we're going to go through those steps to show that the functionality is working properly because I have updated that. Alright. Now, as you can see here, the inventory management system does display here properly in the command line interface. Now, first, we're going to go ahead and load that data from files. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up that file now. Bear with me here. Just going to have to get the full directory of it. Now, mind you, this is my own personal PC, so we'll go ahead and just ignore the fact that my name is. Then we want to make sure it's data.text.txt. And as we can see, it successfully loaded 7 bracelets. But to verify that they're actually successfully loaded, let's go ahead and go and check that. Okay, hit enter. Now we're going to go to option number 2 to display the message. It looped me back there for a second. Now, as you can see, this is all the current inventory that CC has available. Now, mind you, these are not real bracelets. These are just placeholders, and I'll get to that later. So we're going to continue. Now that we know that the bracelets did load properly from the file, let's go ahead and add a new bracelet. Okay, let's say 007, I believe, was the last bracelet. So since it's a unique ID, let's go ahead and put 008. We want the description to be Will Byers. Whoops. And then Stranger Things. Now keep in mind this doesn't follow the format of the previous text, but this one is hyper specific because I am entering it. I want to make sure it stands out from the others because those are the one, or that's the one I'm going to be removing once we get to the removal step, which is the next step. Alright, so we have the name and the description. We're going to say there's 10 of them and the price is $15.99 as we did before. And as you can see, it says it's successfully added it. Let's go ahead and check to see if it did, in fact, successfully add it. And as you can see here, it did. It shows that it is in stock. Now let's go change it to out of stock. So let's jump ahead real quick. We're going to go to 5, and then we're going to go 008 because that was their ID. Now, as you can see here, it's asking us which fields we want to update. Since we are wanting to update its status, we're going to go to 3. And then we're going to change it to out of stock. Keep in mind, as a reminder, as I said before in my previous video, this can only be in stock and out of stock. If you say sold out or anything like that, it's going to kick you out. And as we can see here now, that we did in fact update the bracelet properly, it does show that it is out of stock. We can also test some of the other functionality. Let's say we want to update the bracelet again. I don't know why I did that. Alright, 008. And then let's say we want to update the quantity. And let's say we want to set the quantity to 5. Okay, now as you can see here, the bracelet updated to quantity of 5. But let's see if that in fact did help. Yep, as you can see here, Will Byers, Stranger Things, quantity 5, price $15.99. in stock. As you can see here, it kicked my own error back, which is great. Can't update the status to out of stock without the quantity being 0. That's a good failsafe in there. I wanted to make sure that everybody saw that. It just derped on a minute when I was about to hit that note. But yeah, you can't update it to out of stock if the system registers that there is a quantity of it. Good failsafe to have in there. Because sometimes that will happen. Users can input inputs that are unexpected, and those unexpected things can break the system. So we want to be prepared for as much redundancy to avoid issues like that. Okay, so now that we did know that it did not successfully update it to out of stock because it did have it, let's go ahead and change the quantity to 0 so we can. Okay, so we go update the bracelet. We're going to go 008. And we're going to update the quantity. I'm going to put the quantity at 0. As you can see here now, not only does it update the quantity to 0, it auto updates the status to out of stock. Fantastic. It's doing the math for us. It'll make it a lot easier, as one of the requirements is that this program needs to be as non-tech savvy as possible. Because the person who will be ultimately using this software after its completion is somebody who's not necessarily tech savvy. So if we can have like some of those innate like changes made from the logic side of it, I'm more happy to have those things because it's going to aid me in that functionality. As you can see here, on my previous one, I hit enter twice. Enter is not a valid option. And it kicked back our error of telling us that's a valid option. That's great. That shows us another one of our try catches. Let's go ahead also and try to kick back something. Let's say we want to update a price and put it as a negative number. Okay, so we're going to go 008. As you can see, the price here is $15.99. The quantity is 0. And status is saying out of stock. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to go to quantity. And let's go -5. The quantity can't be negative. Okay, cool. Let's put Albert to see if it will accept anything that's not a number. Oh, look. Not a valid integer. So those are all working properly. As we can see, some of our errors that are supposed to prevent, incorrect data from being inputted are in fact working properly. That's great. Let's go ahead and change its quantity back to, let's put it for 4. We want to generate as you can see, quantity 4, it's now set back in stock, which is great. Now, we are going to, before we go to remove this bracelet, I'll get to the removal aspect of it, but I want to generate the report using will buyers. So, as you see, it's giving us that generate low stock report. We're going to put the threshold as being 5. So anything under 5 bracelets should kick back in this report. And as you can see, we have several that are under that 5 thresholds. We got Friendship, which has 0, should be out of stock. We have Mystic Pearl, currently has 2, still under that threshold. And then we have Will Buyers setting at the current quantity of 4, that also triggers that. So we have proper functionality for the report generating, that it does understand that it has to be below a set quantity. In the future, I may have it be where it automatically will check to see how many are in stock and generate that on their own without having to manually input currently what the threshold you want it to be is. Because in inventory management, you always want to get ahead of it, right? So, you'll set like a baseline number, and then once it falls below that baseline number for all bracelets, it should just automatically let you know and ping you with a report. but that's like a long end term goal of functionality. That's a non functional requirement. Um, excuse me. It is a non functional want of of the user, not a requirement. The non functional requirements we had was the generate low stock report. That is all working properly. And now we are back at our main menu here. We are going to finally go to remove that bracelet, 008. And as you can see, it says it's here, or that it removed it, but let's go ahead and check again. Alright, so we're going to display our bracelets. And as you can see here, well, buyers is now gone from this list. So we have successfully loaded data from the files about bracelets. We've displayed all the bracelets. We've added a new bracelet. We've updated that new bracelet. We've removed the bracelet, and we've generated the low stock report. Now that we have done all those functions, we're going to do the last and final one, and that's to make sure that the program exits out by letting the user know that the program is done. And as you can see here, it does, because it gives us our goodbye, you are exiting our system, and with that, the program finishes with an exit code of 0. That is my inventory management logic. That is for my data management system project. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great day.